you need to have campaign architecture, campaign structure, and that's the foundational basis of anything in relation to attribution. And going back to kind of earlier in the conversation of marketing is much more of a complex beast than sales, but there is a lot of value add by also including sales into that framework and that structure, because then there's nowhere to hide. If someone is running through a sales loft sequence or an outreach cadence and you're tracking that, then you're tracking it within that same framework of all of the potential marketing touches that can occur. So that way they entered this sequence at this point, they completed at this point. Just because they went through that sequence doesn't mean that sales generated it. But going back to my earlier point, most marketing generated leads are not being converted by marketing unless you have some sort of EDR or SDR structure falling under marketing. That's kind of the exception to the rule. But depending on how you're generating leads and how they're progressing, that campaign architecture is a must. We basically champion a 3-tier system where you have a solution at the top or a product that you're selling. So taking an example of this webinar, marketing automation or marketing ops is kind of a solution that we sell. Underneath that, you have some sort of conversion point or some sort of kind of mechanism that you're pushing people through. And then the third piece is the promotional channels. So you can think of it as marketing ops/automation as solution. The midpoint is today's webinar, which is the conversion mechanism, conversion point, which is what most people are tracking and attributing to source. And then the underlying promotional channels of how you're pushing people to said webinar. So the link, spoiler alert team, that Christina shared is tracked, which goes to the next one. So we know how many people we got from this webinar onto the next one. So campaign architecture is an area that you need to have an absolute must.